I'm sorry. What? Welcome back, everyone. I don't even know what to say. We're here to talk about Legend of Vox Machina Season 4, Episodes 7, 8, and 9. And I thought the last batch of episodes destroyed me. I don't know, I don't think you can actually see it as much in this video right now, but I cried so hard. I can still feel the tears on my eyelashes. And before we get into this, I want to know, what was the most surprising moment that you have ever witnessed in a story, whether it be something that's Critical Role related or not, whether it's Vox Machina, and feel free to let me know how you reacted to the moment at the end of this act, because wow, this batch of episodes was absolutely devastating. And that being said, we did have some good times. We start off with an episode that's pretty spooky, dealing with the ghosts of Whitestone. And then we go to an episode that's a bit bittersweet because it's our episode where we get to reconnect with Scanlan and deal with sort of how he's feeling, where he's at in his life, and deal with his party and how they're feeling, Pike and Scanlan's relationship and all of that, which I gotta say, I think Pike and Scanlan might be my favorite ship. I'm just gonna say it. Then we go to an episode that I knew was going to be a plan gone wrong, because they said, we'll just do this thing and then it'll solve all of our problems. Ha 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 ha, I'm Taryon Darrington. But, of course, no, because that's never how it goes. And I know y'all got 3 episodes left, so I knew it wasn't going to go well. But I didn't think it was going to go like that. I wasn't prepared for that. And of course, by that, I mean spoilers for this last episode, but everything with Grog, I don't know how to process. I want to do this review and talk to you about everything that I saw, but I'm still in shock, I think. So I'm still processing. I think this batch of episodes was insanely well done. It was just an emotional gut punch in some really beautiful ways and some really devastating ways. I love everything that we're building to, but I'm also a little unsure of, is there going to be a season 5? Because I feel like I don't know how we deal with the Whispered One. I don't know how we deal with, Vecna in 3 episodes, unless it's just that we're stopping this altogether. But I feel like what's going to happen is that the Whispered One is going to come forth right at the end. We think we neutralized it, and then it's like, oh no, but you forgot about, and then boom, there he is. And then that's the end of the season. And then we go into season 5, and then maybe that's what season 5 is. Is there going to be a season 5? I need to know. Is there going to be a season 5? Yes, that will be the final season. Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because the other feelings that I get with this season, and something that I'm really loving about it so far, is that with season 4, it feels like we're really pulling back from everything that we've built up to this point. And so the storytelling is just, mwah, it's just chef's kiss, because we're getting the culmination of everything we've built up for the previous 3 seasons. And now everyone feels like they're also so powerful. So the threats we're throwing at people are absolutely insane. And some enemies they deal with super quickly, and then some enemies are just also crazy leveled. So that's where I'm just having a lot of fun with it. Just seeing Vox Machina at the top of their game and seeing what kind of threats Matt can throw at them. Obviously, the Legend of Vox Machina is based on the actual play, and I know that there's a lot of changes that they make. I know some of you have told me about some of them in the comments. I still really want to go. I want to say thank you to everyone that was telling me about what happens with Scanlan in episode 85, I think you guys were saying, of the actual play. I may have not gotten that right. I didn't write it down. I literally have no notes for this video. I am just talking off the cuff. So if I get anything wrong, you can let me know in the comments, but please don't I'm just speaking. I'm really speaking. But the episode where you were telling me that I need to watch, with Scanlan and him leaving the group and then Taryon coming in, I do want to go watch that. I think I may actually do a review or something on that when I get around to it. I'm back on my Mighty Nine actual play right now. So I'm on episode 28, which was the live performance they did. The live actual play, I guess. Well, I mean, they're all live, but the live actual play they did in person at Gen Con on the stage, on the main stage, I think they're on. Which is pretty crazy and really fun to watch. I've never seen them live, even though that year that they were at Gen Con, I was at Gen Con. I was doing other stuff. I wasn't really like watching Critical Role at the time. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. I've been doing that for years, but I wasn't watching, and it's so fun. So I can't wait to talk to you guys more about that actual play. But I do want to check out some Vox Machina actual play as well. So if there are any other episodes that you would recommend, if I'm doing kind of just these little one-off moments right now until I have time to dive into the full campaign, which I think I want to do. It's just, you know me, I do way too many things. I have too many interests. I love too much. I love too much nerd stuff. But I just feel like this is the peak area of the campaign where everyone is so set in who they are. They've been on this whole journey. They've all had full evolutions at this point. And now it's kind of like, what else? Like, after everyone has their happy ending, what else do we have to say? And what I'm so surprised by is that they're finding so much to say and to do with these characters. I love everything they did with Scanlan. I actually am realizing, I think I love Scanlan so much. One, Sam Riegel. If you've seen any of my Critical Role actual play content, or I've been talking about that, I think it's clear I'm a big Sam Riegel fan. But the other reason that I think I love Scanlan is because I connect with him so much as a character. This idea of him feeling that everyone wants him, and yet at the same time, it's like that loneliness that you feel as a performer, as an artist, of, you know, you can be out and there can be tons of people that love you and celebrate you and love what you do. And I know I have so many amazing supporters here, just even on this platform alone, that I'm so grateful for, whether you have commented or not commented. Like, I even think when I read something negative, just how many people are thinking positive thoughts and sending them my way, but they maybe aren't commenting, because I'll be real, I don't comment on every video I watch. And so that idea of, you know, being wanted by everyone, but then still feeling like this inadequacy within yourself, like there's this hole somewhat in you. There's this feeling as though no one really gets you, and maybe you don't even know who you are. It's like really intense imposter syndrome, I feel like in some ways Scanlan is experiencing, where he's questioning, how well do my friends know me? Do they even like me? Do they even want me in their life? But then not only that, do I know who I am? And how much of this is me masking? And how much of this is me truthfully? Those are some big questions. And I feel like anyone as a performer, or most performers anyways, I feel like can relate to that, because I know it's not a unique experience to people to feel that way, but how they put it into words in, you know, the Bard's Lament in that episode, I don't think I've seen art really so accurately nail what that feeling is like. And I had to listen to the entire song at the credits, Scanlan's song that he wrote. And I love that while initially he's trying to kind of find the rhythm of that song, in the end credits, it feels like kind of a sad ballad. It's really beautiful. I really love that episode a lot. I just love Scanlan, and I've missed him so much. So getting to see him return here was amazing. And there's a lot of interpersonal drama happening in this act, in Act 3 of Season 4 of Vox Machina, that I'm enjoying as well. Just exploring the relationships between characters. You know, we have everything with Percy and Vex going on. We have everything with Vax and Keyleth going on. Keyleth's kind of on her own journey, and I think there is a little bit of a darkness almost in Keyleth that she is struggling with. I think there's a really intense darkness in Pike right now, dealing with the loss of her, you know, her Pop, and also Grog dealing with that loss as well and trying to be there for Pike. But Pike is just not ready to open up. She's struggling to be vulnerable. She's really lost her connection to the Everlight, and I'm really scared for her. And seeing her lose the one person who really embodied, I think, that joy in her, that light in her, losing that, I don't know what that's going to do to her moving forward. And I'm really nervous. And I'm hoping the Everlight can be there for her because she needs some guidance right now, and she's going to be all alone. But maybe not, maybe somewhere in there will be a connection, and we don't really fully know what happened. I know what I saw with my eyes seems awful, seems like this is the end, but maybe not. Maybe there's something we don't know about yet about how this all works. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of thoughts. I don't know where we go from here. And then that is something that I also just love about this show. It always kind of keeps me guessing. And while I do feel like I have a sense for the overall pacing, and I think even in each episode, I noticed that the peaks of the episodes kind of happen around the same time codes, which I think is cool. But the pacing is just, it is what it needs to be for this story. And while the overall idea of where we're headed with our group of heroes here, I definitely have a sense for. I mean, this is season 4, and then we got season 5. And I think I'm right in the sense that season 5 will us be directly dealing with the threat of the Whispered One, as opposed to trying to figure out what's going on, uncovering how do we handle this. And then in the end, we'll have to deal with that. And that'll be the final season. And then a little bit of denouement. But I don't really know from episode to episode where we're going. I never would have guessed Delilah was coming back. I mean, I had ideas, but that was wild. There's so much going on here that is surprising and delightful to me and heartbreaking. And that's what later seasons are for, aren't they? Those moments where you can just destroy us, especially in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. The further you go into the story, just the more potential for your heart to be broken, because we've spent so long with these characters. I've spent years with these characters, and for the players in real time, it would have been even longer. That the impact that you feel, it's like losing, a part of yourself. It's like what Pike says to Scanlan, that idea of like, when you left, like, I didn't know who I was anymore. And even though this group of friends keeps playing with each other and they're still all friends, and they roll new characters and you continue. There is something beautiful about stories coming to their conclusion, and I can just feel all the threads converging in season 4. And I think it's going to be a really epic end to this season, and I think it's going to be a really insane end to the entire show when we get to the next season. But I can't wait to see what they do with these next 3 episodes, because I have no idea. I have no idea where we're going. And I can't wait to figure it out. Also, Terry is still an absolute delight to me. And just having an epic bard battle, I didn't know how much I needed that in my life. So thank you, Vox Machina. Thank you. That's all I really have for this one. It was really good, and I absolutely adored it, and I think this show just gets better and better as time goes on. So hopefully you are still watching with me and you are also enjoying it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below. Let me know. I'll see you down there, and until next time, friends, stay nerdy. Bye! And if you love listening to me talk about Critical Role, you can check out more of that over here.